Hello, class. This is a commentary video on the readings that you have to complete this week. According to the syllabus, you have to go over chapter 2 of the textbook, and this covers concepts of consumer behavior. But I want you to study this, framing your ideas on how these concepts are applicable to hospitality, tourism, and events context and settings when consumers decide to go to certain restaurants or entertainment venues or choose a hotel to stay at, how this relates to what they expect to fulfill. And this may range from motivations and needs. There may be variables like demographic, age, gender, education, etc. You have reference groups, social groups, etc. Now, one of the most well-known theories that have been used in marketing to explain consumer behavior is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs model that you see on your screen, and this is in your chapter 2. What you don't have in chapter 2, and I added that to the slides that you have here and you can find in Blackboard, is this other model, which is Philip Pierce and colleagues' travel career patterns. Now, why did I include this here? Because this is a model that was developed building on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but specific to travel and hospitality industries. So, as you can see on the screen, this model makes an adaptation of those needs, those motivations that people have for going to certain businesses, looking for some services specific to hospitality and tourism, and also destinations that people travel to. Now, another model that is included here in chapter 2 is the one proposed by Stanley Block. This is the typology of tourists according to the framework that you see in front of you, which is a distribution of population based on personality traits, not motivations, although they may be related, but psychographic traits. So on the right-hand side, you have, for instance, people who are classified as venturers or allocentrics. And on the other extreme, people who are classified as dependables or psychocentrics. And in the middle, you have combinations of both. Now, depending on where people fall in this continuum, the preferences of them are inclined towards, for example, going to exotic places to explore in the case of venturers, or going to places and choosing businesses and services and products that are more familiar to us, which is the dependable consumers. Now, I have included in Blackboard a supplementary reading about this, which is an encyclopedia entry that I published a few years ago. And this is what you see on your screen. I'd like you to read it because this is an extension or elaboration of the Stanley Block's model. Now, another document that I included in the supplementary readings is an encyclopedia entry written not by me, but by other colleagues in the discipline. And this is called the push and pull factors. Why is this important? Why I would like you to read it? Well, because what we were looking at before are internal variables or factors or forces that push consumers to look or consume certain type of products. So these are called push factors, as you see in this illustration on your screen. These push factors will, as the name say, motivate or trigger people or induce them to go and look for the products and services that satisfy a range of needs and that are consistent with their psychographics and lifestyles, etc. But you gotta consider also what is available in the market. What are those things that are, for example, at the destinations in the case of traveling that we want to look at, that we want to consume. And these are the pull factors. On the lower right-hand side of this figure, you have those pull factors, which are all the different activities and variety of attributes that you can do at the destination. So consumer behavior in the case of travel and hospitality and tourism field is largely explained by consistency or match of these two factors. When you have a match or congruency and consistency between the push factors and the pull factors, that's what explains or helps to understand why customers behave in the way they do in the case of travel and tourism. So please make sure to take a look to these readings and let me know in case you have any question or doubt through email.